All right, we back in the building, y'all. Appreciate y'all patience. Hope y'all followed all of the guidance and instructions. Like, share, subscribe. We appreciate that. Bring that beat back. Is your
The Self Love Show, giving you more than
vitamins and minerals, food for your soul.
Information and plans integral to making your
Mind grow with more growth and development. BS is irrelevant
to the intelligent. Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding is what we represent.
It's the Self Love Show, the Self Love Show, the Self Love Show.
We do it for our people.
The Self Love Show, the Self Love Show, the Self Love Show.
To expose they don't equal.
The Self Love Show, the Self Love Show, the Self Love Show.
Wordsmith 9 mil. The Self Love Show, the Self Love Show. You know how the story goes.
It's the Self Love Show. Y'all heard the man. It's the Self Love Show. Before we start, the views expressed in this podcast are those of the host, the guests, and are not necessarily reflective of TATN or any affiliates. Welcome to the Self Love Show on This Ain't That Network, or as we call it, TATN. This is a spot where we dive extremely deep into the intersections of your mind, your body, your spirit, and our culture. This is one of the co-hosts, 9 Millie. All praise to the ancestors, the Most High, and my late and beloved Mama Sky. I miss you more and more every moment. In this episode today, we're going to dive into the world of Psyopology. That's right, you heard it here first. Psyopology, the study of psychological operations as they unfold across culture, politics, and media. At its core, Psyopology asks, how do narratives, symbols, and orchestrated events shape collective perception? To explore this, we'll be using the NCI reality scoring system, a framework designed to measure the hidden influence of major events. Think of it as a way to decode the invisible layers of persuasion that drive headlines and shape public mood and alter the course of history. Our tool for this journey is a scoring device that gauges the intensity and impact of psyops in real time, from subtle propaganda campaigns to seismic cultural shocks. We'll chart how these forces register on this scale, revealing patterns that often go unnoticed. By scoring events through this lens, we aim to uncover the mechanics of influence, exposing the architecture of reality itself. This ain't just analysis. It's a way of seeing the world through the hidden frequencies of power. So, whip out your self-love vision and your 10 hats. This is the Self-Love Show, and this is the revolution. And the revolution will not be on YouTube, however. It's going to violate their community guidelines. These are lessons, not lectures. We're live and live in color. Today is Tuesday, November 18, 2025 at approximately 7:30 in the rack. And as always, you cats can be anywhere in this magnanimous universe. But thankfully, we all chose to be right here together. Here together. Bear down, what down, brother Wordsmith. What you manifesting today, sir?
Love. Now, you know me. I'm manifesting love. What you manifesting?
Ditto, good brother. Pure, magnificent, unfettered, unfiltered. Some say harsh. Many of us said tough. But I can assure you it's self-love just the same.
No doubt.
Hey, what's been going on in your neck of America?
One of the most unbelievable things that I've ever seen in my life, is the Bears look like a football team.
All right. Well, so you weren't watching the 85 Bears?
Well,
You You didn't
It's
watch
just
those Bulls go on a run? It's six
no,
straight.
no. I didn't say nothing about I was talking about the Bears, and I was talking about in the since the '85, basically.
All right. So my Cubs in 2016 do something nobody
No, no,
thought
no,
they
no,
could
no,
do.
no. I was just talking about the Bears. I wasn't talking about any of these other sports
Then you
at
got
all.
those colored Hawks. How come they can be the Blackhawks and your Cleveland Indians can't be your Cleveland Indians? Why are they in Atlanta going, oh? Why is none of that considered racist?
Well, they're trying to erase us from the whole thing. That's why they trying to say it's racist, because if you look at the characters and all of that, how dark they were and things of that
Mm-hmm.
nature,
Mm-hmm.
the ones they got rid of, the Cleveland as well as the Redskins. Um,
I see your point. How can you call them Redskins when you go to any powwow these days or any so-called reservation and everybody's high yellow, if that, with green eyes?
well, the Native Americans aren't the American Indians. They're not the same people. Genetically, Native Americans are Caucasians.
Yeah, so it appears. I mean, I'm not a geneticist or anything. You know what I mean? That's what it appears to the naked eye. But I don't believe my lying eyes sometimes. So
That's what the research has shown, and there's lots of data,
lineage.
peer reviewed, that
Yeah.
come from the same people and they split off or whatever. But you know,
Probably some sort of psyop. All right. what what to expect on today's The Self Love Show? We always kick it off with the Self Love Show quote of the day for those who haven't been with us. And then we're going to run a very short, under a minute video. It's the More Growth and Development video. It's our platform that we stand upon. It's the MOOR Growth and Development video. And then we got Tattoo Tyranny, where we like to show our government in action. Maybe it's 12, maybe it's a postal official, and they'll be dealing with the citizens, the ones who's paying their salary. Um, Maybe the post office, maybe not. But anyway, yeah, we'll show them interacting and we'll decide if it's tyranny or if it's not tyranny. Then, of course, your mind is a terrible thing to waste. We've taken the time to put a riddle into the chat. It's pinned in the chat. If you people out there in the watching, if y'all can just drop in any guess that you may have, answers to that riddle. If you get the key right, we'll give you some applause here. Okay, and then we'll actually say this person can process. All right, today's topic: Psyopology 101. We're going to score major events via the NCI reality scoring system, Psyop-ometer. Okay. It's all science. Okay. Y'all smash that like button. First, got any announcements there? Oh, and we close it out. My bad. We close it out with my personal favorite part of the whole shebang, and that's when Brother Wordsmith's going to summarize today's Psyop show off the top of the dome and with a bit of poetry, with some flow. So we do appreciate that. Stick around for that. Um, yeah. Now, as I was saying, you got any announcements there, fella?
like, share, subscribe, share far and wide. Y'all know how the game go. Um, just in case you didn't know, your boy grew a year older.
Oh yeah. We got Brother Wordsmith right there, and then my big sister yesterday. Um, so happy belated birthday to Brother Wordsmith, and also to my big sister Wendy, as we call her, Lucy. Yeah. So
Yes,
may y'all have many, many,
many more.
many more. Healthy, wise, and happy.
And
Brother
tell big
Wordsmith has
sister I
solved
said,
the what's that?
tell big sister, big sis, happy, 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 happy.
Oh yeah, I'll tell her. And Brother Wordsmith has solved today's riddle in our personal chat, the Dome Teaser. So his mind is still matriculating, or you guys are still matriculating. All right. Um, this is interactive. The more you guys comment, the better it is for the algorithm and the better it is for the show. You know, we'll acknowledge your comments and everything. And if you got any questions, comments, concerns, don't be bashful out there. Type it in there, and because we're live. It's the whole point of a live show, huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we live and live in color. All right. Big ups to the sponsors. Midwest Festivals presents Ancestral Echoes. They're coming up there.
Echoes, echoes, echoes.
They're embarking on their fourth. Is this fourth annual or fifth?
Fourth.
Fourth annual Ancestral Echoes Glamping House Music Festival. It's a festival. Okay. Um, Top DJs from the Midwest area, specifically, but you know, Chicago's in there. Um, People from LA are in there. Great, fantastic DJs. Some old, some new. You know, you might like your traditional house music. You might be stuck in the past, like me. You might like some of the new stuff. You might like when they blend it all together. That's what they're doing. You know, they can drop ship a camper or have a tent there for you. You just pull up with your unmentionables, your food, and things you might think you might need. There's going to be plenty of water, porta potties, you know, and it's a event where you stay overnight. You can, you know, drink and have your libations and not have to worry about catching DUIs and hurting anybody on the way home. Wake up the next day, more music, beautiful stage, great sound, light, everything is above board, way above board. Okay, it doesn't have to be produced by our open known enemy for you to spend your money on it and go out there and enjoy it. I'll just throw that out there.
Excellent, excellent description, depiction to let them know. And y'all don't even know. It's going to be closer. So it's going to be the best yet.
Yeah, and it's been growing. And you guys, yeah, less of an excuse. You don't have to go as far. I understand many of us aren't getting any younger. You know what I mean? And you know, we got families and stuff like that. Sometimes it's hard, but no excuse. You really got to be there to experience it. You go once, you'll go twice. I
We
promise you that.
got to be there.
Gotta be there. You go once, you'll go twice. And big ups to Tay Mills Aesthetics. You might find yourself in sunny Southern
Ooh-wee.
California out there. You might need a multicultural skin, body, and weight loss pro, licensed, bonded, fully insured. Reach out to Tay Mills at www.taymillsaesthetics.com. www.taymillsaesthetics.com.
Is she
That
open
has,
the Zoom consultations too, even if you're not out in Southern California?
you know, I have to ask her about that. That's actually a good idea. I just dropped that into the chat where you guys can reach out to taymillsaesthetics.com. And then we got Bella B. Bella B. You might be looking to get some swag on a shirt. She didn't do this one, but you know, you might be looking to get some swag on a shirt or shorts or sweatshirt, what have you. Reach out to Bella B, also copper colored. And Bella B can be reached at designs at Bella B. at gmail.com. Designs365 at gmail.com. That's been dropped in the chat. Last but not least, gym recovery. All right. You got an old man winter pulling up. Y'all had a little powder. Sprinkle on the ground. Maybe it didn't stick as much because the ground's still a little warm.
Who?
It's whole time. You
Who?
know, you might need a toe. You don't want your
We,
whip sitting out there. What's that?
we got some inches last week.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, you might not want your whip sitting out all night because you spent out into a snowdrift. You know what I mean? You don't want to die from exposure. You know, maybe you're thinking, oh, I'll just sleep it off. I'm a little scum bubbly anyway. You reach out to Gym Recovery out there. You tell them you watch Fox. You tell him you're a Fox watcher. He might give you a discount, but he'll pull up. Very professional. Been in the line of work for over 2 decades. Get your whip up there faster than Pookie can shoot at Ray Ray. You know what I mean? Have you safe and warm sitting up in the cab of his truck and your whip, brand new whip. I know y'all got fancy stuff. You might be sitting, living in the past, sitting up on 22s. Got the chrome rims. Can't put them across a pothole. You know, I don't want to break my chrome. Well, he'll put you up on a flatbed. Brand new truck. Big ups to Jim Recovery. All righty. TLC 3423 at Tory Wordsmith. Happy belated birthday, my good brother. Yeah, yeah. Club. Yo, club.
Mm.
All right. Enough of my yapping. I'll turn it over for this brother to handle his business.
Yes, y'all. It don't stop. The Self Love Show rocks on. As always, got a great video for you to check out. The Silverback Moral Growth and Development platform, which we're building the Self Love Nation off of. But before that, we have the Self Love Show quote of the day. Win the mind, win the day. Win the mind, win the day. It's the motto of the 9th Psychological Operation Battalion Military. And the Silverback, more growth and development.
Silverback More Growth and Development Platform. Number 1, repair our nation via reparations. We demand our silver back. Number 2, to connect our breadwinners with our activists. And 3, show an accurate depiction of African American Chi-Town. 4, to shine a light on positive influence. 5, heal our community one person at a time. 6, to provide an unfiltered platform for our influencers. 7, recycle the black dollar. 8, to provide mentors for the mentorless. 9, to close the gap between us and our pink kinsmen.
And 10, protect our women, children, and men by any and all means necessary.
Damn right. I'm going to defend myself like Malcolm X said. Damn right. In case y'all missed last week's shebang, I do suggest you go back and check it out. We sat with Chi-Town. We extended our Chi-Town house music series. That was volume 12. And we sat with DJ Fred D. Glass. Huh?
Oh, yeah. Woo-wee! My brother, my brother.
Knowledgeable. Lindblom product, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Marine.
Yes.
Jay Grilla in the chat said, Born Day blessings, brother Self Love. Peace, 9 meals. Jay Grilla's in the building.
Yes, sir. His birthday was not too long ago, last month.
Okay, well, happy belated Jay Grilla.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. And then we got air quotes said, Happy Earth Day, Self.
Woo-wee. Earth quotes. Love, honor, respect. You already know.
Yeah. Y'all should subscribe to that channel. He's got some great content on there.
Woo-wee.
Keep you entertained. All right, y'all. We got a warm-up poll question before we get on topic, because today we're covering Psyopology 101. I dropped that class right after the final, Self. scoring major events via NCI reality scoring system. We'll explain what that is. We didn't create that. It was created by scientists. Okay. When they wear their little white coats, you know what I mean? They got their degrees. Here's my paper. All right. Which of the following statements is true? This is our warm-up poll question, and we gotta clear up last week's poll question too, because we skipped that stuff. We didn't tell the people what the results were. So yeah, let's double back to that. Last week was, why is house music still so popular? Your options was DJs, the dancers, party goers, meaning the jackers, promoters, or other. Okay. 0% went with the promoters. Okay. 25% went with other. Should specify in the comments. I'm assuming they meant music, but they didn't specify. Another 25% said the jackers, the dancers, the party goers, said that we, the people, are the lifeblood of anything, right? And then 50% said the DJs. Where did you fall in this poll there, Brother Wordsmith?
Well, I don't remember, but I think I said other, and I think it was for the music. I didn't put it in the chat because it would put out what I said. So I think it was the other, and it was music.
Yeah. I can't remember either. I either went with DJs or jackers. I'm gonna have to believe it was DJs. Me being from a family with a bunch of DJs in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to roll with DJs from what I remember.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. And then we got this new poll. We're dropping in there right there. All you guys got to do is click on that and vote. It's totally free. Which of the following statements is true? 1, eggs raise your cholesterol. Yes, can you eat more than so many eggs a day, you're going to have a heart attack. It's bad for you. Although the people in the South used to pull them right out of them chickens, and they ate all the eggs they wanted, and they lived to be 107 years old oft times. All right, while smoking natural cigarettes. But that's another story. Number 2, diamonds are rare. Diamonds are rare. Number 3, milk does your body good, meaning milk strengthens teeth and bones. We got some dentites out there. Milk strengthens teeth and bones. And then your fourth option is none of the above. Hope you guys can vote. We'll clarify the results of the chat towards the end of the show. I'd say Jay Grilla said the dancers and the DJs. Is he rubbing his bum on the fence? He's rubbing his bum on the fence. It wasn't an option.
You know, Jay Green always did.
Yeah, I know.
He
should have been a politician.
He does his own thing. I'm just saying, no matter what you set parameters, he breaks it.
Yeah, he breaks it. Big ups to Jay Green. But I wouldn't disagree with you at all, actually.
Yeah.
And then he said none of the above. Jay Green is, I don't know why he used to bring his safety up there when we were playing Tecmo Bowl, because he's smarter than these answers he's giving us. Brilliant.
Oh, yeah, to the poll. Yeah.
None of the above, huh? Well, we're not going to give anything away here. Big ups.
Yeah.
All right. Psyopology, scoring major events via NCI reality scoring system. The Psyop-ometer, as we're calling it. And we'll jump right to it. But Brother Wordsmith, did you see? We had a spook Karen.
I'm pretty much staying unplugged, but I'm not sure that I've experienced this.
She was a spook. I don't know if she was in blackface. Big ups to today. Fair use, y'all. This is for educational purposes. And we're going to react to it.
You've seen the movies and TV shows where seemingly average people living mundane lives in the suburbs turn out to be death-defying spies, carrying out thrilling missions after they tuck the kids into bed. For one woman, that life was no movie, and until only recently, her family had no idea. NBC's Kelly O'Donnell has our Sunday Spotlight.
An American family living abroad. Ann Butler, her husband Joe, and their 5 children, taking in the beauty of Paris, Athens, and Egypt. Their many adventures helped to conceal a secret. Mom was a spy.
It was one big journey together, the family and the mission.
During her long career at the CIA, Ann's husband knew about her job, but he also knew not to ask anything.
He never questioned where I was, who I spoke with, what we were talking about. I'd be gone for days, and he wouldn't know where I was.
To just about everyone else in her life, including her own children, Ann's true career was clandestine. Would you have ever imagined that your mom was a spy?
Not in a million years. Like I said, she was just my mom.
Her cover? A diplomat at the State Department. If the phone rings, you always had to answer?
Absolutely. At any time, day or night. I mean, it wasn't an option.
Seeking out and turning agents who could get her close to foreign governments and terrorist groups. What worry did you feel about the assets?
Putting your family at risk.
Oh,
Putting
every day,
everybody she's
worry
ever
about whether they're gonna
encountered,
be caught.
if she's
Ann's
actually
work
this,
required spycraft and
this is
surveillance
not-
techniques to avoid
vibing as
detection.
real.
With elaborate aliases and
Yeah,
convincing
'cause,
disguises specially made for her. The CIA approved and limited what she could reveal in her book.
Oh, there's a book.
That covered my face or my hair, a wig, that was created specifically for me. So it really fit and looked normal.
But intrigue and
is
adrenaline
smelling
came
like
at a
something.
cost. During her tour in war-torn Sarajevo, separated from her family,
Sarajevo.
son's
Remember that.
first birthday.
It was tough. I left thinking, what am I doing here?
Years later, her children finally learned her true profession so they could attend her retirement ceremony at the CIA.
She was really a lot more powerful than she let on, and that she had this whole other side to her that was bold and brave and confident, and I think that she was a real trailblazer.
Ann Butler says her strengths are the same as many working mothers who juggle career
Oh,
and
my
family
God.
all at once. In her life as a spy, that skill was never a secret. For Sunday Today, Kelly O'Donnell, Washington.
You want to put that in the Psyop-ometer?
Life
Oh my
balance. Kelly,
God!
thank you very much.
Don't even have to.
Hey,
Don't have to, because that mother. Ring, ring, ding, 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 ding. Wait a minute. It was ding, 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 and then ding, 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 ding. Then ding, 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 ding. Then ding, ding, ding.
Well, they mentioned Sarajevo, and when we put this show run together, I had no idea, because that's going to run us into the next video. But yeah, that was I don't know. I don't know. I mean, how would you feel about that? You're married to someone and you don't know what their real job is.
It's very movie-ish.
I thought you were allowed to tell your spouse if you're a spook. I can understand the kid.
Hold on. She said her husband knew her job and he never questioned or asked anything.
Ah, okay.
That's what she said.
Okay. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
And you can't tell the kids because they're just going to run their mouth.
I mean, they wouldn't understand anyway. Mom's a diplomat. It's all they need to know. So her
Yeah.
being gone and all of that was all explained for them.
Yeah, but as they get older, they're not going to be retarded. They'll understand and they'll start running their mouth.
No, you can't tell them anything. But
Yeah.
that's what I was saying. I was agreeing with you because they wouldn't know anything. But mom's a diplomat,
Right.
and her being present or not was dictated upon that, and they would have no idea between that or anything else. You know what I mean? So, and
Right.
no reason in hell to tell them any fucking thing. Yeah, pardon my.
Right. All right, y'all. This is Psyopology, scoring major events via NCI reality scoring system. We're going to be there shortly. Sarajevo safari hunts. Sarajevo. I mean, this is just a coincidence that happened, bro. I promise you. Inside edition. Fair use.
Wow.
Did wealthy human hunters pay to be sniper tourists during the siege of Sarajevo? That's what some survivors of the deadly conflict allege. Their claims are being taken seriously in a recently launched investigation by prosecutors in Milan, Italy. Sarajevo was a diverse cultural center of the former Yugoslavia.
That lady was over there.
Even hosted the 1984 Winter Olympics. But when Yugoslavia collapsed into civil war in the early 1990s, Sarajevo was caught in the crossfire, literally. Bosnian Serb forces held positions in the hills ringing the city. They mounted repeated attacks on the population there, including shelling and sniper fire. It's estimated that 11,000 civilians were killed. And some of those civilians may have been killed by foreign nationals from Italy and other European countries who paid to be part of sniper safaris. These sniper tourists are alleged to have joined Bosnian Serb forces in targeting people on the streets of Sarajevo. One of those targets was Fatima Popovac's son, Adnan. The 6-year-old was killed by sniper fire. His mother told reporters, "I cannot understand how someone could kill a child for amusement."
Everyone calls them tourists and safari, and all these terminology is kind of nice.
Cemil Hodjic's brother was killed by a sniper in 1995.
I would call them murderers. I would call them terrorists. I would call them like killers, yeah?
The Italian investigation was launched after a legal complaint by journalist Ezio Gavazzeni. It does not name any individual suspects, but it does give hope that justice will one day be served for Sarajevo.
I really do hope that because it's happening in Italy, it's happening in EU, something might actually happen and something might be discovered.
This is Inside Edition Digital.
All right. So, they're saying that Europeans, probably some Americans from the West during that whole conflict, which I'm sure you remember, it was a big psyop all over the news. Early 90s, it was full of psyops. I don't know how tuned in we were, because that's when we were pledging and, doing our thing. But that people would go over there, like you would be able to just go over there on a safari touring thing and snipe old people. You could snipe 6-year-old kids. That's what was going on, and no one's heard about any of this until now.
Come on, man. Anything that tugs at your heartstraps and just offered. He killed the baby. One of my guys that I work with, man, says he told me this before we even talked about any of this. He's talking about the situation over there in that land with the Ish people and just the Stein place. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about. People, y'all know what I'm talking about. But they said that,
so-called Middle East.
Yeah. And said that the genociders was taking pot shots at children. The child was thanking them for giving them some food, and 2 steps later was sniped in the head. And my coworker, he's a older hippie type and liberal and really into the news, so he's really into it. And I didn't break his heart that it was a psyop, but similar to this crap. I mean, come on.
Well, what you're going to discover is there's some truth to a lot of psyops. Psyops can be wrapped up in truth.
Yeah, but it's usually not the example that they're using. They're using something that happened as an example, and generally I've found that it's the same example for all of these psyops.
Now, that's what we're covering today, y'all. Psyopology. We're going to score major events via the NCI reality scoring system, Psyop-ometer. Let's get to the dome teaser, which Brother Wordsmith has solved. Nobody else has. Jay Grilla said, same as the guy in the Denzel movie, The Equalizer. He's talking about that CIA lady. Bill Pullman was the husband of a spy.
Yeah. Facts.
Equalizer was a dope movie.
Yes. 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah. All right, let's get to the riddle. I turn whispers into walls and doubts into doors. Name the craft I serve. I turn whispers into walls and doubts into doors. Name the craft I serve. That's today's dome teaser, y'all. Just type in the answer if you think you know it. We'll tell you if you're right, wrong, or rubbing your bum on the fence. Enough of the appetizers out there, fella.
Let's quench the self-love nation's thirst.
I'm with that. Let's do it. There's a video, Karen. Y'all, please like, share, subscribe. We're about to deep dive into this topic.
Hey, Karen, what's going on? Is it Karen here? I'm trying to figure it out.
Should be a video. Don't look like it's there. Karen.
All right, Karen. I need a break. All right.
1 second. Tell him what the science of self is.
Science of self is I need to drink and I need to smoke. No, science of self is that we are all one being. We are come here to fake separateness so we can experience and grow the master being. Just as we are an individual, as an individual, we are made up of trillions of cells. Therefore, all the people in the simulation is growing the AI that controls it. These are jokes, but yeah, not really. Science itself is a singularity that is above all of the experiences, data that we put into the system, mainframe. Yeah, it's all building the AI.
Yeah.
The science of self. Wow.
All right, let's see what's going on. Let me refresh that.
Okay, great. Like that.
Vitamins and minerals.
There we go. I hear.
Information and plans integral to making your.
Okay, that's the scoring system to keep in mind. 0 to 100. October 10th, 1990. The scoring system to keep in mind. 0 to 100. Here we go. October 10th, 1990. Now, fossils like me will remember this. A 15-year-old Kuwaiti girl named Maria testified before Congress. She was volunteering at a hospital when Iraqi soldiers stormed in.
The second week after invasion, I volunteered at the Al-Adan hospital with 12 other women. While
I remember this.
I was there, I saw the Iraqi soldiers come into the hospital with guns. They took the babies out of the incubators. Took the incubators and left the children to die on the cold floor. It was horrifying. I could not help but think of my nephew, who, if born premature, might have died that day as well. The Iraqis have destroyed everything in Kuwait. They stripped the supermarkets of food, the pharmacies of medicine,
together real
the
fast,
factories
didn't
of
she?
medical supplies, ransacked their houses, and tortured neighbors and friends.
Now, Congress demanded action. Senators called for war. And a few months later, the United States was at war with Iraq. So let's run the test on that story. Timing, 5 out of 5. Her testimony landed exactly when the Bush administration needed public support for a war that nobody wanted. Emotional manipulation, 5 out of 5. It doesn't get more emotional than dead babies. That's psychological napalm. Uniform messaging, 5 out of 5. Every news outlet told the story.
Now, if you and I would have said this was a psyop at this time back in the day, we'd have been shunned, called conspiracy theorists, and blah, blah, blah. We're not patriotic. You know what I mean? What about the people fighting for the country? You can't be stamping on the American flag like that. You can't wipe your ass with the flag. You know, all types of stuff. Right?
Yeah,
And
that's what they said when we stomped on the conference call USA flag.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
In the
story
show.
the same
Yeah.
way, with the same language, same talking points. There was no independent reporting. Missing information, 5 out of 5. There were no other witnesses, no follow-up interviews, no verification allowed. Authority pressure, 5 out of 5. This was congressional
And we were right about COVID and the jab, but we're gonna save that for another show.
testimony, not some rumor on Usenet. Now we could
Way-
run through all
way
20
more
questions.
than that. Way more than that, but
Yeah.
it'll all come out.
Yeah, I mean, that's all part of it. When you run it through the Psyop-ometer, and then all of a sudden they don't talk about it no more. You know, oh, that was a psyop.
Well, they flush it right through the system.
Yeah,
That means it was a distraction for something else.
100%. Oh, as we say on the block, overplay for the underlay.
Underlay.
testimony, not some rumor on Usenet. Now, we could run through all 20 questions for this, but you can already see the pattern. The final score was 88 out of 100. That's an overwhelming sign of a psyop. 10 years later, the truth came out. Naria was the daughter of the Kuwaiti ambassador. There were no dead babies. She was
Are y'all listening? So when we tell you guys something today, we just need you to be open to it, right, Self?
Yeah, I mean, really, open or not, you're going to realize that we are pushing forth intelligence. And if you want to be a part of it, you can right now, or you can 10 years down the line.
Yeah, when Master tells you it's right. So what Master tells you the truth. So the point is, you know, you just think logically, and we're going to be going through this and throughout the show. Who's going to send their 15-year-old daughter in there to convey that story? And they put her in front of the House of Congress. She's out there literally lying. She would be 50 years old right now. She's quote unquote lying or reading a script as it is to the federal government, which is a federal crime. I'm sure there's a statute of limitations on that. Somebody would have to look that up. What's the statute of limitations of lying to Senate? Plagiarizing yourself, right? And then the parents. What kind of scumbag parents does this poor little girl have that they're all part of that farce?
Well, she's got governmental parents. And like I've been saying all along, once you signed up with the military, They own you. They own your children. They own your whole lineage.
It's a 360 deal?
Oh, it's a 720 deal.
All right.
It's twice what you can imagine. They own it all.
Not into perpetuity.
Man, your whole lineage. I mean, I don't know how is lineage not perpetuity?
He's never at the hospital.
It was all part of a campaign.
That girl never worked at the hospital.
To
she was
turn
never there.
Saddam Hussein, at least in the public
They were
consciousness,
saying she was volunteering
into Adolf
there,
Hitler.
so she never worked there.
The feeling
They just
She
made the
never
whole
even
shit
volunteered
up.
there.
They made the whole shit
She
up.
was
She
never
was
at the
never in
hospital.
the motherfucker.
It was all part of a campaign to turn Saddam Hussein, at least in the public consciousness, into Adolf Hitler. And the feeling was that they couldn't sell the Gulf War without this. In other words, they had to cheat to win.
Air quotes experts.
Big ups to air quotes on that. You know,
Huge air quotes be way out in front of shit. To be honest, air quotes be way out in front of some shit, bro. I'd be like, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, it's hit or miss.
You're like, really? Okay, let me go look into this.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. We got some chatter out here. That would be a carpenter. What he means by that. And we got Stacy said, happy belated birthday, Torrance, and great show, guys. Big ups to Stacy. We're gonna have to bring Stacy back.
Yeah,
especially since it got deleted.
Yeah. Carpenter, is that he's thinking that's the brain teaser.
Dome teaser. Nope, that's not correct, Jay Griller, but you're using your mind, and that's always a W.
Yep.
It's always a W. So everybody know why we do the show. We do it for the fallen. We do it for the ancestors. We do it for the progeny. We do it for cats like George Floyd, RIP. Condolences to his family and loved ones. And we're here to chronicle our story as opposed to allowing them to ram his story straight down our throats, and we lap it up like milk. All right? Lap it right up. All right. Let's start with definition and origins. Start with the basics. Because we talk about psyops a lot on this show, and I thought it would be pro to go ahead and just break it down. What does the term psyop mean, Brother Wordsmith? What is a psyop?
It's short for psychological operations. That's what psyop is short for, and it's military procedure and tactic of deception considered
military. So you mean like DIA, Defense Intelligence Agency? They had a whole division for it, though.
Yes, the whole CIA, all of the alphabet letter gangs include a psyop portion where that's what they do.
All right, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off. You were going with your definition.
That was basically it. You know, that they use tactics that evoke emotion and distract from facts because it lacks any of that. 9 times out of 10, they bring on some complete BS to cause an emotional decision upon the people to move in a direction that the operation is pushing.
Facts. So designed to influence the emotions, motives, reasoning, and ultimately the behavior of governments, organizations, groups, and or you, the individual. They use non-combative means such as leaflets, broadcasts, or digital media to shape perception and decision-making. They'll use celebrities, All types of puppets come out there. Just say this and say that, and then we got you a piece of paper that you could take to the bank, and they're going to give you a bunch of other pieces of paper that you can then move to your account. Is that pretty much how this is working? We can give you a check, which is a piece of paper, and then you can get that for cash, which is a piece of paper.
Well, a lot of these celebrities are actors anyway, so
facts. Some of them are spooks.
Well, a lot of actors are spooks. I was going to get there.
Yeah.
That these people, they portray something that's not true to the best of their ability. So I don't know why they would not do that for propaganda purposes and outside of their profession.
Yeah, and a lot of them are compromised, as B. Kramer would say, Bernard. Yeah, a lot of them have been compromised too. So once you get these people compromised, I've been saying for years, Snoop Dogg in my mind has been compromised. You know what I mean? He was probably
since murder was the case that they gave me.
Yeah, he was probably a spy at Death Row Records. When did the United States military first formally start using psyops? Since you say it's a defense tactic.
World War I in November of 1918, according to what the records say.
Yeah, creating agencies like the psychologic subsection and the propaganda section to conduct leaflet campaigns. Now the leaflets are internet campaigns, right?
Yeah, man,
they can get those leaflets right into your house.
All this really goes all the way back to the evolution principle of the evolution guy and
Bernanke,
his cousin that's the propaganda guy.
No, you're confusing two things. You're conflating Bernanke and Sigmund Freud. They did the propaganda, but the guy with evolution was somebody totally different.
And they're kin to him though.
Are they?
Yes. That's what's
they're kin to the guy who came up with all that eugenics.
Yes, Darwin.
Yes. Wow. I think wow.
Yes.
Wow.
The father of propaganda is kin to Darwin.
And Sigmund Freud, the cocaine.
Yes.
Cocaine. Well, he was microdosing, allegedly.
Right. He was full dosing. There was no micro dose about what
leaflet campaigns, which can come to your social media and your children's social media. But they were using
furthermore because it's based on the algorithm, which is a whole system set up for you.
Yeah.
You. And we think it's a whole thing about the whole. No, the algorithm is set up for you.
Yeah, it's tailored. So they were doing it to campaign allegedly against German forces, who the same people were allegedly trained on how to be racist and how to use eugenics. So allegedly the American government trained the Germans with the hatred for the Ish people, the Azahnaki Jews, I should say.
Well, I don't know if they trained them past being an example.
Yeah, they said the KKK would go over there and train them on how to. I forget. I have to do some research. I'd have to get my sources for that.
I've never.
Yes, they got that from us.
Okay. I know that they got it from us, but I didn't know that they were trained by us or they used it as an example.
Yeah, that's why when the war was over, they brought them all over here and mixed them into society and made them scientists and stuff.
Well, they had some of the best technology at the time.
Damn. And so these efforts marked the beginning of America's official military propaganda capability.
No, they really did, because they had connections with some beings that
well, I don't know. They could have. Could have all been a psyop.
It wasn't all a psyop. That they said that they got rid of all those people, and They brought them here, changed their names, most of them, or put them somewhere else and changed their names.
Yeah, a lot of them went to Argentina too. That's why if you go down there, there's so many blonde-haired and blue-eyed people speaking Española. A lot of them allegedly fled there. I'm talking to Nazis, not just Germans.
Well, a lot of the Nazis weren't blonde-haired and blue eyes, which is really crazy.
Yeah, some of them were posers and some of them were passing.
Well, some of them was just doing what they were told, and they were high. And
But you're right, they weren't.
Blonde-haired, blue-eyed people that came and gave them a bunch of shit.
But the SS was all blonde-haired and blue-eyed.
They were cloning then too.
All right, John, we got another video to play, and then we'll.
That even the local news is ultimately both written for and controlled by a unified source, regardless of the network. Just watch this clip, and you'll see how bad it really is.
Plaguing our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media.
The sharing of biased and false news.
This is why we tell you, if you're going to watch this crap, watch all of it. Don't just watch one network. Then you can see.
Right. The bullshit.
Right.
Become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets are true without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think, and this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
And the last line of that was the most fucked up part of it.
The emotional drawing part.
The part that where it harms our democracy. It ain't no fucking democracy.
Yeah. All right. How have these psyops evolved over time?
Well, the advent of technology has exposed a different level of it.
Of access. That's why they want to give everybody internet and give everybody cell phones and computers around the world.
Absolutely. Because they want people that don't even have televisions, that think they need a communication device that's more advanced than something that they say got us to the moon. And us, I mean the US, not us, because I'm, not part of that really.
Yeah, that was a psyop in my opinion. 100%. Yeah, we might have to put that through the Psyop-ometer and see how much time we got. Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah, psyops have shifted names and methods across history. They were called combat propaganda in World War I, psychological warfare in World War II, later military information support operations, MISO. Some miso soup. And then returned to the term psyop in 2017. Their tools expanded from leaflets and radio broadcasts to social media, cyber operations, and advanced communications technologies, to Brother Wordsmith's point. What's the fundamental purpose of psyops?
Control and deception to make a move that without the psyop might be considered unfavorable. You want to control a narrative. You want to make people feel like this is the thing to do.
Yeah, and I can tell it does work. There are some things that happen on the yard where you're like, wait a minute, what? And you get really emotional about it, and then you may or may not go destroy a whole house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Allegedly. Now,
find out it wasn't completely true. It doesn't go down.
Well,
exactly how it.
Maybe it was exaggerated.
Somewhat.
Yeah. The core goal of Psyops is to persuade change and influence, to weaken adversary morale, disrupt decision making, and reinforce behaviors favorable to your strategic objective. By targeting the minds rather than the body, PSYOPs aim to reduce resistance, encourage surrender, and shape the battlefield without direct combat. So that's what we're covering, y'all. Psyopology 101. We just wanted to go through some of the rudimentary basics. Scoring major events via NCI reality scoring system. We're about to go through that now. Show you what the scoring system is. Actually, that's coming up. It's coming up about 5 minutes. What was the Trojan horse, and why could that be considered a psyop, bro?
Well, I mean, if it actually happened, because it's to me, it's part of his story and seems to be an example.
All right, assuming it happened.
Type of story. Assuming it happened. If that happened, how it happened, then complete psyop. I mean, hey, tell somebody we got a gift for you, and we put it out there, and then you bring it in like, oh, this shit's the shit. Everything. You see this floor? Y'all see this motherfucker?
The gold horse. It's worth so much.
We celebrate. We get fucked up. Then we go to bed, and then everybody dead.
Everybody opens the doors. They open the doors, and so even those smallpox blankets, that was a psyop too?
Well, the whole saying and trying to tell us that they killed everybody that was here for the most part and decimated the whole population, while at the same time you killing all these people, but you're replacing them from people you bringing in. The story it doesn't add up.
Well, it was more biological than what Hollywood was depicting. It was more the germs that the Europeans had, our immune systems hadn't developed any antibodies for it. It was all foreign disease.
Nonsense.
So you don't believe the people got slaughtered?
No.
Or died?
No.
So where are they?
Those people they were talking about never existed. All of the people that they said that died or whatever, they were transitioned from indigenous to African slaves.
Well, you're going to have to do a show on this because you keep bringing that up during these shows, and you're just going to have to come down here, break out your data, and put together a show and talk about it. Which you and Dane Calloway have figured out. You're just going to have to break it down. Just break it down one day.
Because there are records of the people that came.
Yeah, we need to see these records.
And they're not our people that came off the boats. That's the whole thing. And they were off that what island is that they call that?
How did the white man get control of this land?
By law, by
a piece of paper.
Yeah.
So that worked. Your people laid down. Oh well, we got that piece of paper.
Never laid down.
Let's just go ahead and move out the way.
Never laid down. Never laid down.
So again, how did they get this land?
All of these wars that they said were between this and that was between our people and them. 1812, the French fighting the French and fighting this and that. All these wars were Indian wars. They weren't what they said they were.
Right. We digress.
Yeah, completely. We got to have a whole show about that. You're right.
Yeah. All right. So the Trojan horse, 12th century BC, allegedly, is one of the earliest examples of psychological operations. The Greeks tricked the Trojans into accepting a giant wooden horse as a peace offering, not realizing it concealed Greek soldiers. Once inside the city, the soldiers emerged and opened the gates, leading to Troy's downfall. It's considered a psyop because it manipulated perception and trust to achieve victory without direct initial combat.
I digress because I think it's a psyop because I don't think it's true. I think it's a cautionary tale.
Yeah. Very possible.
Eddie Sevo. Yeah.
Is there a video?
Yeah.
I'm going to the club. Turn up, I'm going to the club. I'm going to the club. Turn up, Stepped out the barbershop, beard looking crispy. Ran into my ex and she hugged me like she missed me. Offering me lunch, but I had to decline.
That's on YouTube.
Crazy, but she's still fine. Not as simple as
got 120,000 views.
It's going up, huh?
Looking like $1,000,000, only got 1,000. But I came a very long way from public
housing.
What's got an enemy? I've been my infinity. I'm about to find a playmate for my mini-me. Urges in my tendencies, fueled by Hennessy. Destination is the club, where the night is finna be. You can find me in the VIP with the party.
Eddie Sevo, y'all. I'm going to the club. Check that out, y'all. I'm going to the club. All right. Genghis Khan. How did Genghis Khan use fear as a psychological weapon?
Well, he
Mongolian, wasn't he?
Yes, he imitated. Well, I don't know if he imitated or he was the precedents of Caucasian dealings. He also from, I'm not sure because it's his story. He was
we can assume that about everything, bro. We have nothing to talk about it. We're just going to do that.
Master R&P, Master R&P, because he so-called is like every 6 people is from his lineage or DNA.
Seriously?
Yes.
Tuliuk said, spread the word. What, the bird is a word? Bird. Bird is a word.
Ooh, what was that?
Tuliuks.
Okay.
Genghis Khan deliberately spread rumors of his brutality by sparing a few survivors from massacres so that they could spread tales of Mongol terror. He also used sensory overload, drums, horns, and coordinated battle cries. Sounds like The Art of War, Sun Tzu, to disorient enemies. These tactics often led cities to surrender without a fight, showing how fear and reputation can be weaponized history.
I guess it sounds like it's plausible.
Yeah, may not have been him, but could have happened in history. I mean, you're just at a point where if Dame Calloway don't say it, you don't believe it, huh? Is that where you're at in your understanding of history?
Hold on here. You've known me way longer than that.
All right. Well, I mean,
to say some bullshit like
I'm saying,
that.
I mean, every bit of history, but then you know what I mean?
Yes, and I think, and the more I think, the more I know that I don't know, because the more I know where I know it from, and I know it from the indoctrination that's been put upon me. So excuse me if I'm gonna say
All right. What was Operation Mincemeat during World War II?
I'm not.
I'm gonna make mincemeat out of that mouse.
Yeah, I don't know about the term with World War II per se.
1943 allegedly was a British psyop designed to mislead Nazi Germany about Allied invasions. The British planted fake documents on a corpse, dressed it as a Royal Marine officer, which washed ashore in Spain. Documents convinced the Germans that the Allies would invade Greece instead of Sicily, helping secure the real invasion's success. It's a classic example of deception shaping strategic outcomes of history. And then the last one, before we get into this chart, how did the U.S. military conduct psyops against ISIS? Got any idea?
Pamphlets. They just dropped a bunch of pamphlets, and then they did radio, took over their radio basically, and propaganda against it, basically trying to change the people to give information for help their survival.
Yeah, telling them their leadership was evil. So in 2018, the U.S. military launched an anti-ISIS PSYOP campaign combining traditional methods, leaflets, radio broadcasts, billboards, with modern tools like social media videos. The goal was to counter ISIS propaganda, weaken its influence, and encourage defections. While difficult to measure precisely, analysts note the campaign was effective in undermining ISIS's messages. So, let's see here.
They're really criticizing science because I represent science.
See a couple things that I said.
You heard him?
They're really criticizing science because I represent science.
What's that?
Yeah, he represents science, and if science is evil, then yeah, that's what he represents.
Yeah, because I remember seeing that interview. The question was, why is everybody criticizing you? And then so instead of just saying why they're criticizing him, he wants to say they're criticizing science so everybody can get all emotional about it, and then say, well, it follows whoever criticizes science must be an idiot. Therefore, we're going to listen to him because he's science and he must be smart.
Yeah, he's one of the most evil people that's been put forth in the public.
He's made a lot of money.
Whole lot. On AIDS before.
Yeah, he was doing a number. He was the one. Yeah, that was his failed graduate project in the Ivy Leagues. Yeah. Everybody told him it was BS.
Well, he knew it was then. He's propped up.
Spook.
100%. Might not even be American spook. Spook 100%.
Is Zionist spook?
Number of areas, but Zion, yeah. MI6, CIA, all these motherfuckers. The alphabet gangs are all on this motherfucker.
All right, so we got Rizza back. Rizza Islam. We're going to run this, then we're going to take a short break, come back and break down this chart for y'all.
See a couple things that I said that made them take me down that they're now saying is true. Point number one, the COVID shot is not safe or effective. True. Social distancing was not scientific. It was just made up. Here is Anthony Fauci saying that it was not scientific. It just appeared. Thank you, Mr. Fauci. We said that blood clots were as a result of these COVID shots, that during the trial data, they showed that blood clots were a thing occurring as a result of these shots, especially in Pfizer. That was true. There was no long-term safety data to determine the efficacy or that they were safe. That turned out to be true. We said that the PCR tests were showing false positives. That turned out to be true. We said that the PCR tests were never designed to be able to detect whether or not a person had COVID or not. That turned out to be true. We said that Fauci was lying, in fact, about gain of function research, whereby the United States government was funding the ability to mutate viruses to make them easily passable or transferable from animals to human beings. We said that Anthony Fauci lied about that when he said that wasn't true. We said it is true, was true, and that is what was happening through EcoHealth Alliance. He lied, and it turns out it was true. I just pray that those of you who went along with this, all of you celebrities, all of you politicians, all of you who are pushing this heavily on the people, I pray that the people do not give you a pass. I pray that the people give you the same smoke that you gave us when we said simply, I want to do a little more research. I don't want to take that. Can you please not fire me? Can you not shut down my job? Can you not kick my child out of school because we don't want to take an experimental shot that does not have full data that we can look at to reference whether or not it is good or not? Can you please treat us as a human being? Can you stop separating us from our families? Can you stop doing all this? I want the people to have the same smoke for them.
It'll never happen. The people are sheep. Go him.
That they had for us.
Period.
And I mean what I said.
Well, it is how it's been designed to be, because this is a simulation.
Say to you, because the only reason why things like this continue to happen in every generation is because the people go along with it. The time of us going along with this has to come to an end. When people see that they're getting checked for doing wrong things, sacrificing the people to Satan, listening to satanic individuals who don't know what the hell they're talking about, just because you have on a white coat and you have PhD next to your name, or MD or doctor or any of this nonsense, and you are selling our people out to a satanic system, means nothing anymore. We see you. We know you. If they sold you out back then, they will sell you out now.
Yeah, he's probably going to end up getting banned again.
No, they're just gonna logarithm out to the people that want to hear him, and it'll be a small portion of the population.
Oh, they've definitely got him on full shadow ban.
He's gonna be shadow banned. I hate to say it, more than us, especially based on the amount of subscribership.
Yeah. But yeah, he's got the Nation of Islam. They're going to subscribe, which should drive his numbers up, but it doesn't.
They don't have to. I mean, his numbers can be where they are, and they can be where they are, but they're not going to explode. They're not going to pay him.
Right. But he's suing him. He's got a lawsuit. I'm glad he's suing him.
I am too. Yo.
It's the Self Luv Show. The Self Luv Show. The Self Luv Show. We
do it for our people.
It's the Self Luv Show. It's the Self Luv Show.
To expose their no equals.
The Self Luv Show. The Self Luv Show.
Tory Wordsmith, 9 Mills.
The Self Luv Show.
You know how the story goes. It's the Self Luv Show. Y'all know how we do and how we grow. Every day we live, we breathe, we receive the blessings, the essence to achieve. Y'all don't know about us. We know that we exceed and succeed in every field of human endeavor through whatever, we remain clever. So, Self Love Show, as you know, Psyopology 101. We break down in the early part what it is and how it's done. And now, we're going to take a little break to edutain you. Man, I work with TATN and we got some of the best things ever happening right here and right now. Got some great videos for you to check out. We'll be right back with you to expand the conversation, to expand ourselves in simulation. Love you all, and we'll be right on back. Be edutained.
Moses fleeing the people from Pharaoh.
Right, let my people go.
40 years in a desert.
Manna.
Let's talk about what manna truly is. And
Aganoski's in the Middle East right now saying manna is Peter.
Can we put some sensibility to that? Being in the desert, and our Father, the Creator, loves us beyond. He's going to rain down bread in a desert. Moses summoned the strongest men for them to dig, and that's where the whole term of so it is above, so it is what?
Below.
That means that Moses had the science for them to dig and find water.
Yeah, like the elephants could do.
So what do you find, even in the desert, when you dig down and find water? Do you find bread or do you find plants?
Definitely. So, okay, I saw this video that alleged that it was you involved in this crazy ass shootout. What was that situation? Maybe it might not have been you. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I don't think it was me.
Okay. But that wasn't related to any of the cases that you caught? Well played. Okay. So...
was some of my research, at USC. I did a survey. The question was, do you think that Jesus Christ was of African descent or European descent? Overwhelmingly, over 90-something% of the folks said African descent. I said, then do you think his ethnicity matters? They said, no, it doesn't matter. And I'm saying, it matters obviously to somebody.
It does.
Absolutely. And it matters to white supremacy. But whenever there's a book called The Color of Christ, the saga of race, I think in America, they track when, most people say, well, this is something out of Europe and, who was that? Michelangelo painted,
Yeah.
No, that ain't got nothing to do with why Jesus is white. Jesus is white because of America. Jesus is white because of white supremacy in the Klan. That's why Jesus is white. That's where that comes from. It didn't stick in Europe because they knew better.
And even in this instance, if I could be of service to a 9-year-old girl or a 19-year-old woman or girl who wants to be a woman, is to really remember that self-love is the best way that you can receive love from anybody else, because it's coming from you. A lot of times we forget that. We look externally for this love. We look externally for this feeling of validation and adoration and approval, and it has to come from within.
Hey, Cleveland, you better hide the markers from your kids. Somebody colored in your Jesus.
Somebody colored in your ass with too much ass, fat ass.
My testicles, they ease down and they put their hands right between my butt. Just pulled my drawers down and dug in my rectum.
The ringleader and now disgraced.
Yeah, I mean, anything's possible. Thank God we recovered his DNA and be able to plant it on the scene. Thank God we recovered his DNA and be able to plant it on the scene. And I understand they're opening up different cold cases now, see if they can identify possibly his DNA linked to other crimes.
Man, thank you guys for inviting me on. Thank you. Great format, very solid. It don't have that low budget movie feel. You know what I'm saying? And we get that a lot in the Black community, for real. Like, people look at us to be fuck ups. They look at us to be low budget. They look at us to be ignorant, stuttering, and use a whole bunch of and all of that. But no, they got the real deal on here. That everybody know who Torian Mills is, baby. They know.
Hey, well, bro,
They're so ignorant.
Hey, but this platform's your platform. This platform's my platform. From Inglewood, California to
the
Chicago,
South Shore.
Crazy thing about it,
this platform is
made for you and me.
It's made for you.
The crazy and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. I was trying to get out the end of the preamble, but go ahead, bro.
Yes, y'all. It don't stop. Self Love Show rocks on. We're back.
The Self Love Show, the Self Love Show, the Self Love Show. We do it for our people.
Yes, we do.
It's the Self Love Show, it's the Self Love Show. To expose they don't equal.
There are none.
The Self Love Show, the Self Love Show.
Tory Wordsmith, 9 Mills.
The Self Love Show.
You know how the story go. We're back. Are you not edutained? Think you should be. Y'all watch some videos? Man, I'm gonna brag on my people. TATN is top in this profession.
It's the Self Love Show, the Self Love Show, the
So,
Self Love Show. We do it for our people.
Psyopology 101.
It's the Self Love Show. To expose they don't equal.
They really think we dumb.
The Self Love Show. Wordsmith 9 Mills. The Self Love Show. The Self Love Show. You know how the story go. It's the Self Love Show.
It's the Self Love Show. Ace in the chat. He said the Self Love Show.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Family right there.
Yeah, so y'all know what we on. Psyopology 101. We're about to get to this NCI reality scoring system. Let's see if we can put this on the screen here. Guess you guys should probably get screenshots while you can, because pretty soon this will be scrubbed from the internet. Let's see. I had trouble finding it. All right, see if we can make that a little bigger. Liberty University. Sounds spooky. What is this? Always pops up. All right. This is the NCI engineered reality scoring system. Trying to remember what the NCI is for. All right. But this is how you grade potential psyops. And there's a threshold of numbers where if it's so high, then you know it's definitely a psyop. Then if the number's like in that mid-range, then they could be playing both sides.
Yeah. At least the opinion of the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So number one is timing. Does the timing feel suspicious or coincidental with other events? For instance, a story about water contamination services during a corporate scandal.
Let me give you a better one. During the Epstein, R. Kelly, and Bill Cosby.
Yeah. And Diddy.
Later on.
Emotional manipulation. Number two. Does it provoke fear, outrage, or guilt without solid evidence?
Oh.
For example, reports show crying children and dying wildlife, but avoid causes.
Or someone who was not at a hospital talking about soldiers making babies die on the cold ground. I lost my headphones. I'm sorry. I couldn't hear anything. My bad.
Facts. You lost your headphones there, Phil?
I yanked out the cord.
Hold on.
I couldn't hear what you said, but
All right. Number three, uniform messaging. Are key phrases or ideas repeated across all media?
Yeah, I mean, we just showed, and it's been plenty of times we've showed that same video, but that all across this country, the lead stories are pretty much the same, and it's BS to the max, in my personal opinion.
True. So this is a way you're going to score 1 to 5. All outlets use terms like unprecedented and avoidable tragedy, or this is dangerous for our democracy. Missing information. Are alternative views or critical details excluded? Few sources discuss the timeline or other possible contributors. Simplistic narratives. Is the story reduced to good versus evil? George Bush was good at that, wasn't he? They had access to evil.
Both of them.
Uh-huh.
Trash.
Blames one company entirely while ignoring systematic issues. Charlie Kirk, the late great Charlie Kirk was good at this.
Good at what? I missed that part.
Simplistic narratives.
Oh.
Reducing the story to good versus evil and ignoring systemic issues.
Ignoring statistics properly.
Yeah.
Trash. Trash.
I don't know if we can use that. I don't know if we can use that word on here. All right.
I know we can use trash. I know we can't use what my coworker, the hippie guy, said. Oh my God, I was kind of mortified. He said that Charlie Kirk had necktied. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, they have a way with words. Tribal division. Does it create an us versus them dynamic? Locals are victims while outsiders are blamed, for example.
Tribal. Say that again. The people in the back need to hear that.
Tribal division. Number 6. Does it create an us versus them dynamic?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I like that. Especially the tribal, because some people need to hear that verbiage.
Authority overload. This thing keep popping up. Authority overload. Are questionable experts driving the narrative? For instance, Dr. Falsey.
What's the other one? Damn it, Bill Gates. Fuck is he talking? What is he talking about?
Yeah, something wrong with him.
Anything besides
computers?
Yes,
because he don't know computers.
He talking about the food. He right. He don't know that either. He definitely don't know the food, and he definitely don't know the what should be proper for the body to heal it. He's trying to kill, and he said it. He said
allegedly.
It wasn't allegedly. I saw it. It's on a talk. Did they AI that then? I mean, it's possible, but I don't think so.
Are questionable experts driving the narrative? Non-environmental experts dominate airtime to support policies.
Damn, that was just what I was talking about.
Call for urgent action. Does it demand immediate decisions without reflection? Now, it's like a sales pitch.
Man,
you know what I mean?
Everybody's got to get this shot. Otherwise, it's not going to work.
It's not going to work. And then if you don't do it, you're a pariah, and you're the reason why it's still spreading.
Except it didn't work.
And it's your fault that people died and not the U.S. government's lab that let it get loose. It's your fault these people are dying.
And hold on. We go beyond all that. Beyond all that. The shot didn't stop people from getting it or dying.
Yeah, it's your fault that if you don't take this shot, that you're spreading it to people and they're dying.
Those people are dying, even though they got the shot.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's
asinine,
people.
Campaigns push for immediate donations and rapid policy change. That's how they ushered in, after 9/11, they ushered in the Patriot Act.
Yeah.
Overuse of novelty. Is the event framed as
shocking
shocking or unprecedented?
Pardon me. That's how they ushered in the Black Plague, too. They ain't saying that part.
Is the event overuse of novelty? Is the event framed as shocking or unprecedented? Media emphasizes, for example, how shocking and once in a lifetime the crisis is. It's never happened before. Financial political gain. Something my late mom always said. Follow the money. Do powerful groups benefit disproportionately? Like Big Farm, Big Farm, they were able to push their drugs, Moderna and Pfizer, push their drugs without all the money to spend on all the testing and wait, right? And they made money on top of money and was just printing money. The government was printing money and giving it to them for all those free shots.
It's just some great sacrifice. This was a human sacrifice far above what they say our ancestors did, because I don't believe our ancestors was dealing with human sacrifice like they said, but they definitely are. Every war, every killer vaccination,
okay,
it's a sacrifice on them.
Suppression. How do you suppress it? Oh, I'm hearing John. Suppression of dissent. Are critics silenced or labeled negatively? Opponents dismissed as deniers or ignored? We've experienced that.
I mean, every truth sayer, lie slayer that got removed from all social media is proof that it was a psyop.
False dilemmas. Are only two extreme options presented? Either you support this policy for the jab, or you don't care about people. You don't love your family.
Most asinine propaganda that I've heard in my lifetime.
Bandwagon effect. Is there pressure to conform because everyone is doing it?
Not only that, they were giving rewards for conforming.
Oh, yeah.
You got all kinds of things, even reduced sentencing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's ridiculous, man. You got to know that there's something going on, there's something wrong.
Social media influencers post identical hashtags urging followers to join. The bandwagon effect.
And many took a placebo right in front of everybody and act like they took the shit.
Emotional repetition. Are the same emotional triggers repeated excessively? Okay. Destruction and suffering imagery looped endlessly on TV and online. You could say for, what's his name? Black Lives Matter and George Floyd. And others who've fallen.
Or not. We don't know.
What are you saying? They didn't die? You got to cut that KKK feed off, bro.
I don't have no KKK feed, bro.
You're saying it was they didn't die? If you think they're going to do that, they'll kill them. They don't care about those people. I mean, they're not going to take a George Floyd and hide him on some island and give him money. And this guy was allegedly a 2-bit drug user arrested. So they're not going to spend all that extra money on that. It's better to kill him. It's cheaper. And then lie about it.
Yeah, well, that's possibly. And, money ain't even real, so they can do what they want to.
Yeah, they could. They could do that.
And
they could take some random guy and give him a face change.
They could kill him. Honestly, they could. I mean, there are only so many looks to this planet anyway. So, I mean, you can just move somebody somewhere else. I don't know how many people that people tell me I look like and who they are or whatever. And I know it's all subjective, but
so you don't think those people were being killed?
DNA would be 100%.
So you don't think the people were being killed by the cops?
Some are, some not. It's a whole fucking facade here, bro.
Okay, cherry pick data. Are statistics presented selectively or out of context?
Exactly what I'm talking about.
What do you mean?
That's what I was talking about. The data is presented in a way that they can say 99.99% means that there's only one person with that DNA, but that's not what that means. So billions of people, that means there's like 7 people with that DNA. So it's there only
dramatic figures shared without explaining how they were calculated.
Yeah.
Logical fallacies are flawed arguments used to dismiss critics. Critics labeled, quote, out of touch elites, end quote, without addressing their points. Manufactured outrage. Does outrage seem sudden or disconnected from facts? Now, what I would say about, and I don't know if you remember me asking this, I know I said it on his show, with all those fallen copper colored people by 12, I kept asking, but why does everybody care now? Why, right? I kept saying that cops have been murdering people, copper colored people. You're not going to say that hasn't been happening, are you, Self? Oakland PD, CPD,
No.
NYPD, since they were slave catchers. They've been murdering us for ad nauseum. And my whole thing was, why all the outrage now? That was what struck me as funny.
Well, it's an awakening.
Or it was a psyop.
Well, it was all a psyop, but the outrage, I guess, yeah. Yeah, I agree with you, and we're saying the same thing.
Yeah, I'm talking about the outrage from certain cohort groups that wouldn't necessarily, they were out there marching and tearing stuff up. And it's like, wait, this stuff ain't just started happening. So yeah, I guess you could say, yeah, all right, people are being woke. They're waking up. Or it could have been manufactured. People could have been paid to be out there protesting. The algorithm could have been doing its thing.
A lot of it has been prescribed. So,
yeah,
so agreed.
manufactured. Viral memes escalate anger quickly with little context provided. 18, framing techniques. Is the story shaped to control how you perceive it? The crisis is framed as entirely preventable, ignoring systematic factors. '19, rapid behavior shifts. Are groups adopting symbols or actions without clear reasoning? Social media suddenly fills with users adding water droplets to emojis to their profiles. Historical parallels is the last one. Does the story mirror manipulative past events? Past environmental crises were similarly used to pass sweeping controversial legislation. Here's the scoring. You give it a 1 if it's not present, right? No signs of manipulation. And a 5 means it's overwhelmingly present. Clear, strong evidence of manipulation. And here's the scoring. 0 to 25. So, you go through all 20 of those with each event you're looking at. If it scores 0 to 25, it's a low likelihood of a psyop. If you do 26 to 50, moderate likelihood, look deeper. 51 to 75, strong likelihood, manipulation likely. I cannot get this shit off the screen. There you go. I can do it without doing this. And 76 to 100, overwhelming signs of a psyop. That's the chart that we're working with. Let me minimize this a bit. All right, so we can go through a couple things here, maybe one or two. All right, we can do covert. We can do 9/11. We can do aliens, or we can do the moon landing.
Or we can do all the above. I mean, it's not. It shouldn't take long.
Yeah, well, it may. All right, well, which one of those you want to do first?
9/11.
Okay, 9/11.
Caused the system that we're living under right now. Patriots Act.
All right, 9/11. All right, I don't have a pen handy. You got something to write with for the score?
No.
Oh, shit.
I guess we could put it in the chat.
All right. Okay, 9/11. Timing. Now you remember, and we could play a video for that. Let's play the video for everybody when we talk about timing. Timing. This was September 10th, the day before 9/11.
We are, as they say, tangled in our anchor chain. Our financial systems are decades old. According to some estimates, we cannot track $2.3 trillion in transactions. According to some estimates, we cannot track $2.3 trillion in transactions. According to some estimates, we cannot track $2.3 trillion in.
So allegedly, not allegedly, sorry about that. Congress was doing a Senate subcommittee. Well, it is allegedly because they never had any intention of doing that shit. But the money was missing. You had some whistleblowers, and that's the only reason this came out. And they were about to be called to the carpet in front of Congress. And then they were going to do an accounting and find out where $2.3 trillion disappeared to. I don't know if you've ever seen that show, Brewster Millions.
At a building. At a building.
Yeah.
That was not hit by a plane.
That's where all the data was. Yes, they had all the paperwork there. Yep. None of it was backed up.
And none of it was hit by a plane. It was controlled demolition, and they act like it wasn't.
I agree. So
they still
timing,
got those records, though.
We're gonna five. Are you giving it a 5 for timing?
If 5 is, I want to give it 100.
Yeah, 5 is the highest you can vote.
Yeah, okay.
You going with 5?
Yes.
All right. Okay. 5. All right. Let's look at the next one. 9/11, ladies and gentlemen. Emotional manipulation there. Does it provoke fear, outrage, or guilt without solid evidence? For instance, reports show crying children and dying wildlife, but avoid causes. So you're showing your first responders out there crying and choking.
Hey, shit. Showing the plane hit the building.
People jumping out of the building on fire.
Oh my God. That just showing I'm just talking about from personal waking up, and they talking about some blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, you ain't even had your coffee yet.
Man, I ain't even woke up all the way. And then the first thing I see is supposedly the second plane hitting the building.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, wait a minute. Okay, this is a movie. This ain't a movie, whatever. Even though it was some.
Well, you remember back to the AI, but you remember my mom said she called the feds about some people that was living in the building she was managing and was reporting them. They came through the Canadian border, and that's all been verified just recently. Where they were catching these alleged terrorists. That's the way the spooks are getting them in. You know what I mean? They probably had some spooks working at the Canadian border, but they just caught some, bro, in the exact same area where my mom was, bro. Coming through the border right there. You know, and they made her, people think she was wacky. Rest in peace. So, all right.
Your mom was ahead of her time.
What score are you giving emotional manipulation?
5.
And I agree. Okay. All right, let's move to the next one. uniform messaging.
Oh my God.
Are key phrases or ideas repeated across the media, all outlets where they're using terms like unprecedented and avoidable tragedy.
So now I was sick in the stomach. They started talking about how they should have called it because there was so much information in the background.
Yeah, people like my mom was reporting this shit to the FBI, and the FBI wasn't communicating with the CIA, and the CIA wasn't communicating with the regular police, right? And yeah, and so that's how we didn't know. And this will never happen again.
Shit.
And this was my birthday. I wasn't even up yet.
Man.
Because I was on the West Coast.
Yeah. Like I said, I watched the shit going there. I was like, God damn.
Yeah, I woke up to the replays. They made sure.
Way before I realized that, damn, this is Dad's birthday.
Yeah.
It's going to be remembered by us forever. Because, I mean, how could it not?
So uniform messaging. It did seem like the media was all on the same page. There was no fact checking going on. There was just a lot of
people that they said were on those planes that were still alive that had nothing to do with none of that shit.
Oh yeah, that emotional manipulation. Remember they started playing the phone calls from the plane to the people on the ground.
That was completely.
Yeah, I hear you. It could go higher than 5. I hear you. But we're on.
I'm talking about the people that were supposed to be on those planes as the terrorists that were coming up saying that. I'm still alive. I wasn't on that.
Yeah, and all of them were allegedly from Saudi Arabia. Yet we went to
wherever they were from. Shit, it was.
Well, I'm saying they were from Saudi Arabia allegedly, and yet we went to, and yet the narrative was Iraq, Saddam, Iraq. I mean, Osama, the Bin Laden family was from Saudi Arabia. They said 13 out of the 15 alleged terrorists were Saudis. I had some Armenians tell me that my car was at the shop and the Armenians were sitting around talking. I think they might have been gangsters. I don't know what their proclivities were. And they said it was like September 12th, Self, and they said it was the Saudis. They told me that September 12th, 2001, who it was.
Yeah, man. It was a Psyop.
Well, what are you scoring uniform messaging? I feel like a 5. I'm not as strong on a 5 as I was with the other ones, but I'm going 5. What's your score?
Very easily a 5.
You're stronger on that than me. All right.
All of it. Shit. That was
Well, let's go through it. Missing information. And are alternative views or critical details excluded?
Yes. I mean, you had various pilots say that expert pilots with some of the most exorbitant hours of flying said they could not achieve what happened or what was supposed to have happened or what they said had happened.
Yeah. Hitting the Pentagon, they said it's nearly impossible.
No, that's, that one is really impossible.
Yeah, but even hitting those buildings, to your point, and NORAD wasn't scrambled. They were all on the West Coast doing a training scenario for this exact same event.
So you tell me that this wasn't planned.
All right, well, we got to go through the chart and give it a score. Missing information.
5.
You giving it a 5 for missing information?
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you'd have come out and had any alternative view on this, you'd probably been thrown in jail.
I mean, every structural engineer that said anything about the whole incident said it was a controlled demolition.
When I pulled up to work, it's in a corporate center, people were all lined up on the main road, Self, with small American flags somebody had passed out, waving the American flag on September 11th.
Yeah.
I mean, this is probably the most beautiful psyop in the history of psyops. Simplistic narratives. Was the story reduced to good and evil?
Yes.
100%. Simple five. Five.
All fives. Everything you're gonna say.
We'll see. We'll see. We gotta go through it.
Whatever's the highest number.
All right, we gotta go through it. Tribal division. Did it create an us versus the terrorist dynamic?
Damn near us versus the Muslims.
Yes.
So
Tribal division. What are you scoring it?
5.
I got a 5 too. Okay.
It's 5 all the way across the board.
Well, you got to go through it. You can't just,
And
it's a chart. What's the point of the chart if you're just going to say that? Authority overload. Are questionable experts driving the narrative? This is comical.
It is 100% because it's a 5.
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'm not gonna
nonsensical. Nonsensical.
Authority overload. We're going 5. A said, "How could a plane they knew was coming hit the Pentagon?" Correct. And even the other one, they said that the people got the phone call from their folks saying, "Yeah, the planes are being taken over, so y'all need to go ahead and attack the terrorists." And then the terrorists in Pennsylvania, remember, they flew it into the ground.
Lie. That whole indenture where they put that plane was already there.
Somebody said they didn't find no bodies out there in Pennsylvania. Even when they were showing the rubble, you didn't see no bodies nowhere.
Because that whole indenture was there. That was some Photoshop shit. They put that plane there.
Yeah, when they hit the Pentagon, man, that was just like a symbolic call for war.
I mean,
as you know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's why it was fake, so they could go to war.
Call for Did Ace have a comment? Yeah, how could a plane they knew was coming hit the Pentagon? Good point, Ace. It's a good point.
Because
all the airplanes were doing a training event. We didn't think to have some.
And and the flight that the plane took to hit the Pentagon is impossible. That's what they lack insight on.
Well, I mean, maybe they had Allah. That's what I was thinking. I was like, man, Allah must really be Allah, because they pulled that shit off. I was like, man, there was so many moving parts to that whole scam. And then I was like, man, they was able to aim into the Pentagon, hit 2 buildings. I was like, damn.
Yeah, that was
Allahu Akbar. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, they were amazing.
I was like, damn. Where's if I was younger, I probably would have joined. And they had so many people sign up, didn't they? So, boy, the recruiters were making money on top of money, wasn't they?
Man, that's the most asinine shit that I've seen. Well, I've seen a lot of asinine shit in my lifetime, so I know.
What was Drop Dead Gorgeous football player's name? who they tried to say was killed, and then later found out it was friendly fire? Peter Pat Willis or something like that. Pat Tillman.
Yeah. He stopped his Drop Dead Gorgeous career to go get killed
by his own people. Call for urgent action. Does it demand immediate decisions without reflection?
I mean, that's enough. You don't even. We ain't got to. I mean, when that happened, everybody in the world was like, "Get him!"
Everybody.
Go.
Barack Obama, I must say, he was the only senator who voted against that war.
He's done enough tragedy to the world.
Yeah. Overuse of novelty. We're on number 9. We got 11 more.
Oh my God.
Is the event framed as shocking or unprecedented? Was the media emphasizing how shocking and once in a lifetime the crisis is? I'm going to give that one a 5.
I mean, we ain't got to give that a 5. I mean, from the known knowledge of his story to this country where we've been, there has not been anything since prior to this country's in session. I mean,
and we haven't even mentioned the trillion-dollar policy, the Zionists who owned the Twin Towers, and the building was in shambles. They couldn't tear it down. They would have to shut down the whole city. You know how much money it was going to cost to implode that building? So he had just increased his policy limits like a couple weeks before, and he said, pull it. When they asked him about building 3.
Yes.
So when these people get that rich, you said this to me years ago, it makes you wonder, like even Epstein, it makes you wonder, like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That guy's still walking around breathing, enjoying his life.
Yeah. Let him out the back door. He's right back on Epstein Island with a bunch of virgins. Probably saying Allahu Akbar.
Well, I mean, there's 6 or 7 people that look just like you anyway on the planet.
Yeah, but they can easily just fix his face.
They ain't even really got to do that. I'm telling you, it's like.
Yeah, but why not just bring in a plastic surgeon and fix his face?
They could, or they could just take him to another island that nobody can go to.
Yeah.
But I hear what you're saying. It makes more sense.
I mean, financial political gain. Do powerful groups benefit disproportionately? So we're talking about those defense contractors that were stealing the money. The one that stood up there, he just passed away, rest his beloved soul.
Did he pass away?
Really? Yeah, he passed away. What's his name? We can't find 2.3 trillion. Remember? We tangled by our anchor chains. Motherfucker, you going to jail. Him. Can't think of his name right now.
Yeah.
But financial political gain, was there any political gain or financial gain? So what number are you giving that one? I'm going with 5.
Yeah, I've already stated that it's 5 across the board.
Well, we got to take a look at it.
I mean, you can keep saying it, but it's going to be 5.
This might be the highest score ever. I don't know. Suppression of dissent. This sounds similar to authority overload. But suppression of dissent. Are critics silenced or labeled negatively? That definitely happened. You couldn't say that was a false flag without being anti-American.
Yeah, 100%.
That was the equivalent to saying, you ever seen people, ask your liberal friend, your wacky liberal progressive friend you work with, and tell them the moon landing is fake.
Oh, I have.
Some people.
I slipped it to him.
Yeah, they'd be hurt.
Yeah, he was a little destroyed.
Yeah, if they waving that flag. A said Big Dick Cheney. Yeah, that was his name. Big Dick Cheney, rest his soul.
Huh?
That was a name we couldn't think of.
Yeah, and I was questioning the rest of his soul.
Well,
Pardon me. I know you're very.
Yeah, once you pass away, man, you're innocent, man. In my mind.
No, not mine. Your soul is, but what you did while you were here isn't.
He played his part.
He did. Exactly. I gotta agree with you on that.
All right. Suppression of dissent. Are critics silenced or labeled negatively? I think we said.
Yeah, we just said that.
5.
We just did that.
Suppression and dissent. So we got another 5. So far, it's perfect. I don't. This is weird.
Not be. How's it weird?
False dilemmas. Are only 2 extreme options presented. Either you support this policy or you don't care about the government.
5.
You guys stop us when you disagree with us and think it should be lower. I'm saying 5 too. We're doing 9/11, you guys, in the scoring system. Bandwagon effect. Oh, boy, I was on the bandwagon for a couple weeks. I was right on that bandwagon, boy. I ain't gonna lie. I was on the bandwagon for about 2
Yeah,
weeks.
after they showed this shit, I think I was on the bandwagon until the week after that because I think you checked me.
Yeah, I started thinking it through.
Honestly, I think you said something that made me say, "Huh?" Oh,
Yeah,
damn, huh?
yeah. It might have been. I might have told you what those
I was
what those
traumatized.
Armenians told me. That's probably what it was.
I was
You know what I
traumatized.
mean?
I was traumatized by that whole shit. I was like, seeing that it was on your birthday, but seeing that shit, I was like, oh.
And they let every major
God.
city know that. Oh, you was on the list too, didn't they? They said they were supposed to have been coming for the Sears Tower, but somehow something went wrong. The Willis, what you talking about, Willis Tower? And they said they were supposed to have been coming to Cali too.
They wasn't coming in. They ain't want that smoke.
Come on, it's all a psyop. What do you mean smoke? The people who in control or the people who were in control?
Yeah, but
What do you think? The BDs was gonna stop?
The people in Chicago, boy, you don't do no psyop in Chicago because they come for your ass. They crazy.
What you think? The GDs, the moles was gonna stop them? The plane is in the air. It's hitting the building. There's nothing you can do about that.
Because no plane hit no. I'm sorry, no plane hit no building. So the psyop don't work.
All right. Bandwagon effect. Is there pressure to conform because everyone is doing it? I was on the bandwagon. I'll give it a 5. And I'm the most anti-bandwagon person you'll ever meet. What score are you giving it?
As soon as I woke up, I saw it. And I'm like,
you jumped on the bandwagon?
Hell yeah, that traumatized me, bro.
All right. All right.
I was traumatized. I'm gonna have to
You got to
admit,
talk to somebody about it. You got some post-traumatic stress.
I already dealt with that. I'm just saying. Then I was fucking traumatized like a motherfucker. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, my mom called. I'm like, damn, you ain't gonna tell me happy birthday? She's like, did you cut on the TV? She said that first.
Get the gun and cock it and hold it with me. Like, what the fuck is going on with this shit?
Yeah,
I just
you was
woke
gonna
up.
shoot the plane, huh?
Or shoot a motherfucker coming in the house. That's for sure. And thank God I did, because I was living with Granny and shit. It was a bad situation.
Emotional repetition. Are the same emotional triggers repeated excessively? Destruction and suffering imagery looped endlessly on TV and online. Would you say that they were showing the event over and over?
5 same motherfucker fireman with the goddamn
blood on his face. Yeah,
blood on part of it, dust all over the other part.
Yeah, he was in blackface. That's why they wanted to show him.
Same motherfucking shit, bro. That over and over and over and over and over.
Cherry pick data. I don't know if I can get us a 5.
I can.
Are statistics presented selectively or out of context? I can't remember what stats was presented. Give me an example of what these stats would be. Dramatic figures shared without explaining how they were calculated.
Calls from the building before the towers fell, and I talked to my husband called, and my wife called and talked to them, just like the same shit as about the people on the plane. It was the same thing. Very similar.
Okay. All right. Cherry pick data. We're gonna go 4.5. You're giving it a 5. I'm giving it a 4.
I'm gonna give it a 5. You know what? You know why? I'm gonna cherry pick the data that there were a whole lot of the ish people that did not go to work that day. They got a call.
Logical fallacies are flawed arguments used to dismiss critics. And you remember when you mentioned pilots, it was architects too, bro. Talking about no way.
Impossible.
That building was built specifically to handle high heat and not to implode like a controlled demolition.
Jet fuel.
Yes.
Particularly.
Yes.
It would not caused the
Specifically.
collapse.
Correct.
Yeah, specifically, you're right.
So, logical fallacies, I'm giving it a 5. What are you going with?
I'm 100% so far.
Well, that's because you're anchored on that.
Yeah, well, I know, and I looked at the priorities and the criteria. That's what I mean, not priorities, the criteria for what we're dealing with, and that's why.
Okay. Manufactured outrage. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they made it all about Al Qaeda.
Rage seem sudden or disconnected from facts. Viral memes, or in this case, video, escalate anger quickly with little context provided. Yeah.
The video that they showed was mind changing. It brought back. I know I said they haven't did anything like that before, but it brought back Pearl Harbor to the people.
Yeah, it was our generation's Pearl Harbor, that's for sure. And it's another way they also can keep putting that fear in you that the Anunnaki like.
Yeah.
Framing techniques. Was the story of 9/11 shaped to control how you perceive it, meaning the crisis was framed as entirely preventable, ignoring systematic factors? Yes.
Yeah, they put it out there as such.
Didn't they?
That the CIA do this, this, and that. The FBI do this, and that.
Everybody knew everything but wasn't telling each other.
Right. And they'll say, all of them.
Somebody should have sued all of them. Since they came out and admitted they wasn't doing their job. Yeah, we could do the Boston Marathon too. I bet you it'll score high. The Boston Marathon bombing.
Bro.
When the mother came out there and said my son was working with the FBI.
Come on, man. All of this shit is a soap opera.
Rapid behavior shifts. Are groups adopting symbols or actions without clear reasoning? Social media suddenly fills with users adding water droplets, etc. So yeah, are groups adopting symbols or actions? Yeah, I think that American flag was at an all-time high at that time.
Well, the Patriots won the Super Bowl.
And it went on a run.
That was BS.
So you rapid behavior shifts, what are you giving it?
You really got to ask me no more. 100%. So
well, I'm going to 4, you're going to 5. So
right.
That's 4.5.
Right. So you just go ahead with yours and I'm a 5.
They said, did they ever find the black boxes?
Yeah, they never tell you that they did.
I think they said they were burned. Why did they always say the black boxes burned when I thought they weren't supposed to burn?
Well, they say they can't find it most of the time. They don't say that they.
Well, why can they never find it? Why doesn't it have a homing beacon on it? Why aren't we doing a better job with the black box?
Well, it's a lie.
If it's so damn important.
It's a fucking lie because they
find every bit of that damn airplane. They allegedly be putting them together, thousands of pieces, reconstructing the whole airplane, and they can't find the black box.
No.
Well, that means a spook is showing up and stealing it.
Well, they're not. If they say they can put everything together, they're not saying they can't find the black box.
Right.
So, I mean, they're saying they can't find the black box if they're not going to say they got the whole plane if they can't find the black box. That's all I'm going to say on that.
Historic parallels. You mentioned Pearl Harbor. Does the story mirror manipulative past events? 100%. I'll go 5. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
100%, bro.
I'll go 5. So, historical parallels. HP 5. So that means We scored a 5 on 18 of them. So that's 90. We got a score of 99 Psyop score. That's what we got here. 99 Psyop score. So
easy.
Wow.
Easy.
Wow.
That's easy.
Wow. Wow. Yes, black boxes were recovered from the crash sites of American Airlines Flight 77, Pentagon, and United Airlines Flight 93, Shanksville, but none were recovered from the planes that hit the World Trade Center. The black boxes from American Airlines Flight 11 and United Airlines Flight 175 were not found because they were likely destroyed by the immense force of the collapses.
Bullshit. Bullshit. Bullshit.
Can we file a Freedom of Information Act on the data that was on the black boxes that they found?
I'm sure
Has that been released?
I'm sure that's already been squashed in court. Pushed back 20 years, 25 years. Everybody's dead.
I'm going to drop this link in the chat for y'all. So that way, going forward, when a big event happens, I'm going to drop it in the chat. You guys can take it through the Psyop-ometer here. You know, there's a link right there in the chat. We'll pin it. Wow. 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 All right. I think we had another video here. Yeah, I knew 9/11 was going to score high, but I didn't think it was going to score damn near 100.
I did.
Let me see.
I asked co-pilot about it. He said, "Oh no, it's been said that it was a terrorist act, and so I can't even put it on the scale." And then I actually put it on the scale, and it was like, "Oh, yeah, well."
Yeah, co-pilot's been compromised.
What has happened to this place? I don't recognize it anymore. It used to be so fun and special. What is life worth living for? The dream is dead, our land is gone. There's a hole in my heart and I can't go on. There are too many minorities at my water park. This was our land, our dream, and they've taken it all away. They just keep coming and coming. Minorities. I tried to go and tell the police, but even the authorities are minorities at my water park. There's no place for me to sit anymore, and the lines just keep getting crazier. There are Mexicans all around me.
Wow.
The lazy river has never been lazier. It's a 40-minute wait to go down one slide, and the instructions are in Spanish on the zip line ride. Just do it in English. There are too many minorities. Too many at my water park. Somebody do something. Where did they all come from? Why can't they leave this land alone? And it's such a tragedy. Feel a bit like dying. We look the other way too long. We've got to change our priorities and get all these minorities out of my water park. Minorities, Mexicans and Asians, black people. I think I even saw Native American gross. God, I'm asking, please.
Oh my
Get
God.
all of these minorities out of my water park.
Oh my God. I can't believe that.
Hey, man. Cartman is one of the greatest characters in American history, man.
Archie Bunker built with George Jefferson and
got a little bit of Bart Simpson in him.
What's the two motherfucking ignorant motherfuckers of
Beavis and Butthead?
Yes.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Oh my God, those people.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I can't believe I found so much humor in that.
Hey, I mean,
that's what's really incredible.
It's funny. You know what I mean? It's funny. So it was funny. And he's got some other songs, bro. He mentioned Chicago in one of them. What I'm gonna do is put together a playlist with all the songs this dude does. It's be like a little album. I'll be playing it, playing it around people like it's normal and shit. Like, who's that? I might even remake it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Do a cover album.
That'll be fucking crazy. People will look at you really crazy. And that'll be, getting a lot of exposure.
And my water pie. All right. You got anything to add, man? Because
shameless plug.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Eddie Sevo going to the club. Check it. Respect it. Man, liking on all of the platforms.
Facts. It's going viral, y'all. It's got over 100,000 views on YouTube.
120,000, 130,000.
Yeah, that's huge. That's huge, man. Did Beware do the track?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, big ups, Beware. Big ups. Yeah, so you guys can be looking out for these psyops. It might be in your place of business, your corporations, your household, your fraternal group, your Masons. Once you see it, you should be able to, use this chart. We put the link in the chat for you to kind of sift through it. Okay. It's better to have the information and not need it than need the information and not have it. The views expressed in today's pod are those of the hosts and guests and are not necessarily reflective of TATN or any affiliates. So we're going to get to the poll results here. Minorities in my water pot. Okay. The poll question is.
That's what's so ironic. That
right. It's their water park. And he's the minority.
He's the minority.
And he's the one in their water park.
Man.
Yeah. Which following statement is true? Eggs raise your cholesterol. We were rammed that. Diamonds are rare. We were rammed that too. Milk strengthens your teeth and your bones. And we were rammed that by big corporate, the big farm group. Or none of the above. Now, right now, 0% said that eggs raise your cholesterol. And so that is correct. Eggs do not raise your cholesterol.
Yeah, I agree with that.
0% said diamonds are rare. That blew my mind back in the day. Yeah, De Beers, they just suppress how many they release, making them driving the price up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Supply and demand.
Yeah. 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 Milk strengthens teeth and bones. Well, my mom would tell you, I run through a gallon of milk probably why I couldn't jump. I run through a gallon of milk every 2 days. Vitamin D.
That motherfucker made me so sick.
I never had that lactose intolerance.
Oh man, shit. I was like, okay, milk does the body good. Not my body.
I used to drink so much milk.
Oh my god, that shit. Oh,
yeah, I don't drink it as much anymore. But if you're ever constipated, just drink your little milk out there, some warm milk.
I've never been constipated, and I don't think in my life.
All right. All right. And then, so that's 0%. So none of the above got 100%. So obviously, myself and Brother Wordsmith were aware that none of those statements were true. We got a smart audience.
Oh, man. Yes. I mean, yeah. They don't listen to us. I think they're smart.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, y'all. It's very, very true. Through the lens of the NCI reality scoring system, we've measured more than events. We've traced the hidden architectures of perception itself. Psyopology reminds us that every score is a signal, every signal a story. What emerges from these scores is not just data, but a map of influence, how narratives bend reality, how orchestrated events shape collective memory. By quantifying the unseen, Psyopology offers a way to decode the choreography of power and perception. And yet, the system is only as sharp as the questions we have the balls to ask. Each analysis is an invitation to look deeper, to see beyond headlines, into the machinery of meaning. Use your discernment. The work continues, and so does the search for clarity in the fog of spectacle. Keep questioning the patterns behind the spectacle. Stay curious, stay informed, stay aware, stay engaged, and most importantly, stay true to self. Also, love yourself and everyone around you dearly. Remember, ask not what our culture can do for you, but what you can do for our culture. Silence is violence, and continue questioning everything and everyone. The Self Love Show ain't Kansas, Toto. Peer down the rabbit hole and do your own research, but use caution and discernment because sometimes when you stare into that abyss, well, the abyss is going to stare right back at you. Peace, self love, honor, and respect. Yeah, man, but even like you be mentioning Project Bluebeam, there could be a psyop, and that's what I be trying to mention. The whole alien thing could be a psyop in itself, but the Project Bluebeam could be a psyop in itself regarding the aliens, the way they can control the narrative on these beings that people have been seeing for thousands of years since man have been on the planet, before Bluebeam was even thought of by the deceivers. If that made any sense.
Well, let's just say
it could be a psyop within a psyop.
Let's just say that they are 200 years ahead of us with technology. They could present whatever platform, however they wanted to present it. Especially with the so-called alien situation. Because technology 100 years advance is like magic. And even would appear to us if someone had some technology that was 100.
Yeah, but maybe they're
200
programming you to
years.
think that as opposed to we're not alone. So it could be just as difficult to believe that they have
understand
technology
what you're
200
saying.
years ahead that they keep hidden from us as it is that we're not alone.
Well, I mean, being that this is a simulation, we're not alone. In my opinion, if it what I think it's a simulation, then we're not alone. You know.
Yeah, and I'm not denying Bluebeam. I'm saying it could be a psyop in itself.
All of it is a psyop. It's just a simulation.
To continue to make people believe that we are alone. So that they can continue to control the narrative of what we're seeing and not seeing. Nothing to see here. It's just us. And we have control of everything. Instead of releasing our own power to our consciousness and our spirit and our soul.
I can see that point of view. But to me, all that means it's a simulation. To me, there's too many of yous and me's for us to not have broken it if it ain't a simulation. My humble opinion.
Yeah, I feel you.
I love life and I love it to the fullest. And I love our expansion of consciousness that we bring from this show. Our contemplation expands consciousness. We're not average thinkers.
Yeah, you got to have a little imagination.
That's the only way the simulation can grow.
Thanks. Einstein talked about it.
The whole concept of AI.
Yeah. %.
Well, ain't nothing artificial about our intelligence. True, because it leaves bullshit irrelevant.
Thanks. Yeah, that was
I love life. Live it to the fullest.
Here it is. This is a video.
Mantra of full life. Thank you, Creator.
I got it. All right. Meant to send this to you.
managed to settle this question. And not only this, but they also say it's got something to do with Roger Penrose's ideas about quantum physics and consciousness. Well, that sounds interesting. Let's have a look. Many thanks to all our supporters, especially those of you on YouTube or on Patreon. Now about that paper. To our best current knowledge, all matter in the universe is made of the particles in the standard model, plus potentially some more for dark matter. They are held together by 4 fundamental interactions: the electromagnetic, the strong and weak nuclear force, gravity, and the strange attraction among people who can't count to 4. But maybe this isn't all there is. Maybe we need a theory of quantum gravity or a unified theory or more things named dark to make the maths work out. But either way, we expect the theory of everything in the universe to ultimately be a bunch of equations. And equations you can put on a computer and use an algorithm to calculate what the equations do. This naturally brings up the question of whether the entire universe with us in it may be a computation run by some advanced species and we're just part of the algorithm. The idea is called the simulation hypothesis. The philosopher Nick Bostrom in particular has argued that since one...
But it can't be a simulation because the people who program this simulation would be programmed by another advanced civilization and so on and so forth and so forth.
Exactly. The same way that they said that these so-called games that have been programmed under our consciousness is going to be self-conscious. The Sims.
Right. And A, I don't accept that. And B, if we're in a created simulation, then the universe is not a simulation. Somebody created
it. That's the whole point.
Somebody programmed it.
No. You can make something and it grows as it grows. You can. We can. We've made music that's still growing.
But somebody programmed this simulation that we're in.
Yeah.
Which means they're inside the universe.
No, it doesn't.
Well, what does it mean?
I thought, we've made songs that are on their own and growing as a whole entity. Like, it ain't even got really nothing to do with us no more. We put our input to it and it hits other beings and it's got a growth of its own.
But a computer simulation is contained within something.
Yeah, consciousness.
Real conscious being can simulate potentially trillions of artificial consciousnesses. We are much more likely to be simulated than not. The big problem with the simulation hypothesis is the question of, well, how could you possibly ever falsify it? And if not, isn't it just empty pseudoscientific blather? This is where the new paper comes in.
Yeah, it's no different, in my opinion, than religion.
The authors say that we can't live in a computer simulation because of Gödel's theorem.
It's just science replacing religion with a computer simulation.
Tomato,
or creation.
Tomato, garlic,
Their argument goes like this. We already know that any theory which can describe everything in our universe is sufficiently complex to fulfill the assumptions of Gödel's theorem. This then means that there are true statements in the theory for our universe that we can't prove to be true within the theory itself. This is what Gödel's theorem says, that there are true statements that can't be proved true within a given theory. So far, that's just maths. The authors then argue that such true but unprovable statements can be settled by observations. An example they name are the detailed properties of what goes on inside of black holes. We know that whatever goes on there has very high, possibly unbounded complexity, and maybe even quantum gravity can't tell us just what happens. But we could, in principle, go and measure it. Hopefully not by jumping into a black hole, but by measuring what comes out when it evaporates. And there are other examples which physicists have explored where an observable quantity is uncomputable, such as the properties of certain materials when temperature changes. They are uncomputable not just because we don't know how to compute them, but because one can prove that any computation would take an infinite amount of time. I talked about this in an earlier video. Now, the authors of the new paper say, so, Gödel's theorem tells us that there are some truths about physical properties which we can't prove to be true, but we could go and measure them. Therefore, humans can do something which the maths alone can't predict. Consequently, we ourselves can't be computed by an algorithm, and the universe can't be a computer simulation. This is very similar to the argument that Penrose has for why human thought can't be a computational process. His argument is that since we can understand Gödel's theorem, human cognition must be something else than computation.
Really?
This is why Penrose thinks there is something special about the collapse of the wave function which creates consciousness, because that uncomputable element must come from somewhere. What are we to make of this? It sounds like a clever argument. Unfortunately, it assumes its major premise. We have never measured any quantity that is provably uncomputable. To assume that we can do this is logically equivalent to assuming that we don't live in a simulation. To see what I mean, let me turn their argument around. Maybe the fact that we've never measured any quantity that we can't also compute is proof that we are part of an algorithm that does simulate the universe. We don't know any counterexample. The cases which I mentioned that have been discussed in the literature always take some limit to infinity. For example, they might use infinitely many atoms, or a lattice with an infinitely small spacing or similar. In these mathematical idealizations, yes, there are quantities that provably can't be computed in finite time, but we don't know any real-world example. Not a single one. Isn't this weird? It's like we actually can't measure anything that an algorithm could not also compute. So maybe we are.
They have to find that our conscious minds don't make most of our decisions. They're our subconscious mind.
I give this paper a 9 out of 10 on the bullshit meter because I think it's just not a single one. Isn't this weird?
Go ahead, Cap. Go ahead.
So our subconscious mind really purports most of our decisions, which, I mean, to me, promotes the simulation theory. But and it's a theory, but if our subconscious mind make most of our decisions, it makes a lot of this video mute because it makes it mute, in my humble opinion.
It's like we actually can't measure anything that an algorithm could not also compute. So maybe we are algorithms. I give this paper a 9 out of 10 on the bullshit meter because I think it's just logically wrong. It's not a 10 because maybe their statement is true, but unprovably so. But if they're right, then we have finally found the perfect "Are you human?" capture. You just need to enter the value of an uncomputable number. Christmas is coming up, and I have the perfect gift for my mom. It's a star map of the night sky for her birthday and birthplace.
Wow.
Mom, I told you not to watch my videos. This star map comes from a company called Under Lucky Stars. It's the positions of the star, tier of styles, and also you just need to enter the value of an uncomputable number. Christmas is coming up, and I have the perfect gift for my mom.
Yeah, I don't know. I just can't believe this is a simulation. I think that's a psyop. We're going to put the simulation theory through the psyop-ometer when we get a chance. Yeah, because just because we created computers and the computers are creating other things doesn't mean that we're a computer. It's just something wrong with that logic. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to follow that, oh, well, we created this computer and it's a simulation and we can do all these simulations with this computer. So it follows that we must be the same thing. That's the problem I have with that logic. You're on mute.
Yeah, that's under the assumption that we created the computer.
Yeah. Right.
Right.
Who created it?
The creator.
Thought it was created by a black dude out of MIT.
In this
Or at
simulation,
IBM, I think he was.
Yeah, in the simulation, yeah. But
all right, let's get to the riddle. I don't think anybody solved it in the chat. Let's get to it. If Brother Wordsmith did solve it, as usual. I unpinned it, so I gotta go back up to it. Okay. I turn whispers into walls and doubts into doors. Name the craft I serve. I turn whispers into walls and doubts into doors. Name the craft I serve.
Psyop.
Psyop is 100% correct. This brother, once again, has done his damn thing. And Ace, to your point, I'm going to dig into the black box and see if I can find what they released as far as the recordings on those from the 9/11. That would be interesting.
Huh.
You should have some acting on there like, oh my God, this guy came in here with a box cutter.
I know.
Let me do whatever he says.
There's not one.
Right?
The indestructible box gets destroyed.
Box cutters.
3 times.
And talk about the psyop. You don't even have to take your shoes off no more, Self, going through security at the airport.
And good. Why should you?
Yeah, they were having shoe bombs, and
Remember
remember that?
No goddamn shoe bombs. It's so full of shit, bro.
Can't bring your water. Can't bring your water on the plane because they want to sell you a $10 bottle when you get there.
Yeah, you could have some liquor on there, and
exactly, you won't have to buy their liquor, right? Right. Yeah, they were saying you could start a fire with it and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, they pulled a knife out of their shoe, so
Yeah.
and they gotta,
Everybody else got to take the shoes off for the rest of
it's
it.
a bunch of bullshit, bro.
Yeah.
Simulation theory.
All right, man. Well, yeah, we still got to get Drew on here, man. I got to finish this book. And then maybe we can get Minor back on here too.
Okay.
Because we got to redo that show.
Yeah.
You know, maybe reach out to Minor and try to get a date. And then Sunday, y'all, Spotty Tricks. The link's always pinned in the chat. It's an open panel. Anybody could pull up. But if you do pull up,
you better not forget your mouthpiece.
Yeah, that's right. It's a friendly show, but
no, you better guard your grill because you say some bullshit, you gonna get some bullshit.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we had a great discussion with Diesel. We had to break down to him. He kept doubling and tripling down on the whole Jewtown, Jewin term. He didn't think it was racist. He thought it was harmless black people banter. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, those people, they don't play without that. And there's some terrible people associated with the
I remember I worked with one. I was talking about how good they are with money. He was offended. Told me it was racist.
Yeah, he's Zionist.
I'm like, man, you know what I'm saying? I thought it was a compliment. You know what I mean? It's a stereotype. All right, well, you know what I'm saying? All right.
You son bitch, you know.
You know?
Let me know that this shit is real, son bitch.
Somebody said, you know, black people are smart, intelligent. I don't think I'd be offended by that. You know? Now, if they said we're entertainers, dancers, athletic, I can see where he's coming from.
No, if he's saying that, you know, the coons, those some bitches, they are the establishment.
Right.
Those coons.
Right, then that's different.
Yeah, those coons are, they're the best of you.
Right.
Those coons. Man, you see those coons?
Right.
Yeah, like if you know.
Yeah, and to Diesel's point, I mean,
people, you know.
Yeah, they call themselves Jewish. You know what I mean? What are we talking about here? You know, but you know, and I didn't, and Self, I wasn't saying you guys control the World Bank and control all the banking. No, in charge of the user's interest. I didn't say any of that.
You know,
I didn't say that.
I don't know, man, but Diesel seemed like he's got a little ish people in him.
I know, don't he? I wouldn't be surprised.
I know that I'm not surprised. He, you know.
I used to think he was Puerto Rican.
Well, I mean, there's people in all those. It's a religion, so you know. And then if you're in the right part of it, then they look past your little.
You know, they're all over Mexico now. I never knew that.
They're everywhere, bro.
Yeah, and why do they get dual citizenship and people from England don't get dual citizenship with the U.S.?
Because the English people are trying to keep it low key because England still owns the America.
There you go. And if you believe that the crown ain't still running it, the Windsor family, then something's wrong with you.
Yeah, and it's gonna be so satisfying when all these invaders have to get the fuck out.
When Humpty Dumpty has a great fall
and breaks his shell and busts their ass, they had to get the fuck out. Yeah, I'm looking forward to all of them. This whole system is benefiting and heading towards that. Because these lying
fork tongue
beasts that have forsaken every treaty that they've committed to, it's all gonna come back to them. Very soon.
Yeah.
Their dollar is decreasing as we speak.
Well said. And that brings me to my personal favorite part of the whole show, and that's Wordsmiths. And thank y'all for tuning in. And that's Wordsmiths final words out there, 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 out there.
This has been a time for lessons and blessings. And I ask you to question yourself, your inner thinking, your inner being, what you're seeing, what you're fleeing, what you need to be pursuing with your dreams, your goals, your rules, and how you are grooming. You either gotta flex or back off and disrespect the whole purpose. For me, I'm here to protect my intellect, make sure that I sound pure just like some Genelecs. I don't know if you know, but the truth is I get busy like sex and make sure that I collect all respect. And that's just before I get into introspection, direction, and protection. But the Psyops are like Cyclops. They only look at one way and they never even open up to my clops. So I destroy ops. And I don't give a fuck if you don't give me my props, because I take mine. They talk shit, but they can't intellect or introspect to my dialectic. Self Love, Tory Wordsmith. I disrespect it. If you think you can fuck with my intellect, quick or slow, I know I flow different than most. Came here to blow and let everybody know about my psyop is to introspectively grow. Every day I slay the beast within, and I don't pretend. I make sure before I go to sleep, I win. I wake up, I grin as the next day begins. Every day for me is a psyop, and I grow and I tear apart my ops. I suggest you do the same. I disrespect because I have no respect for their gains. My psychology operates at a different level, so I see through their vain point of view. I really don't understand what you expect me to do, because I have to be real and live real. That's just me and what I do. Words.
Words. Yes, sir.
think you are the one?
Honestly, I don't know.
You know what that means? It's Latin. Means know thyself.
The time is now, my people. We must stand together.
I will eat the right foods that I grow myself. Stole my health. I'm glad to be me now and nobody else. Man, know thyself. I will eat the right foods that I grow myself. Cause the wrong way stole my health. I'm glad to be me now and nobody else. Yo, bullets. In the code, know the scriptures, potions and elixirs. Come on, Karen. Bullets are boomerangs.
Stand your ground.
Murder is suicide.
Yeah, well, an eye for an eye.
Silence is violence.
See something, say something.
You want to be a slave? Vibrate greed, ego, fear. That's how they make you a slave. You end up in prison.
Okay. I know for sure, charity plus humility times love is freedom.
That's how you get out. Do not answer questions.
Question everything.
We've got two who can see.
Fear is cap. It's an illusion.
Yeah. Vibrate love.
See if you can hear it. You never die when you breathe in the Holy Spirit. Swine ain't divine, the people they won't go near it. Salad bar spitting at your avatar here to bring you back to God. Just like Master Far sent you. The end ain't always happy. And forgiveness is love's supreme vibration.
So, do something charitable for a so-called enemy and end a beef.
Healthy people, heal thy people. That's a commandment.
Yeah, because hurt people, for sure, gonna try to hurt people.
Free Larry Hoover, man, like Big Meech.
Free Jeff Ford.
Free all the guys, man.
Prison to slavery.
Check that 13th Amendment if you don't believe them. And be Yah. Walk on water.
Man. Move mountains.
Oh, Mountain Dew.
Yes, sir. Week by week, that mountain is getting weak. It's moving. Look at it.
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Being the one is just like being in love. No one can tell you you're in love, you just know it. Through and through. Balls to bones.
Still got them, bro.
Got mine.
Same, man. Stop snitching on yourself. Take school serious.
Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because subscribing makes you feel good.